So how do you do a YouTube channel on a budget? If you already have a phone, I'll bet you that you could be up and running with just that much better quality just by buying a few things, and even keep it under £100. Editing software. I'm sure that you went through the whole Final Cut Pro, or do I have to go Apple because you're going to use Apple with that, or Adobe Premiere Pro, or do I just go on freeware and start from scratch? And yes, absolutely, try the freeware. The reason I didn't go with freeware is because I only have so much time to learn stuff. And I figured initially, oh, I'll just learn the freeware and then I'll relearn it if I'm any good at it, and I'll relearn. And then I realized, you know what, there's only so many hours in a day. Once I had made up my mind it was going to be Premiere Pro, that's what I went with. And that's what I use now. The reality is you want it to look smart, and unfortunately because of people like Peter McKinnon and Casey Neistat, there is a certain standard of editing now that is kind of required, and that's what I want to learn how to do anyway. So I try to incorporate something new in each video as I'm learning as I go along. To save me money, what I did do is that I signed up to a webpage called Skillshare. It is a monthly membership fee after you get the 2 free months. And if you recommend Skillshare to someone else and they sign up for their free 2 months, you get an extra month. So you could do this for some time with friends, strategically timing when you're going near your 2-month expiry. I did it for the sole purpose of learning Premiere Pro. And I'm really glad I did. There's a guy on there, a Belgian guy, Jordy, that taught me what I needed to know. The only criticism I have of that particular series of videos is that he would start off and I think, okay, great, now I'm going to learn about audio. And I would get absolutely the first half of the video, and then he'd go off into outer space and talk about all these advanced features that I really didn't need to know. I need to know beginner stuff, and when I want to know the more advanced, then I'll learn that at that time. So it was a bit frustrating when, as the complete novice beginner, that I really would only watch maybe 30 or 40% of each of the lessons. Now what's really interesting is that since I have become more proficient, I've gone back to those episodes and now I watch them all from start to finish. Now I understand it. I also found too clearly that there are some tutorials on YouTube, but oh my God, it takes hours to find the right one. There's so many tutorials out there. Some of them are much better at teaching than others. Some of them again go off on this tangent that's really, really tough. So I did really like Skillshare. I have to admit I am going to be canceling my membership after the 2 months. I don't need it anymore. Maybe one day I'll go back to it, I don't know. But it was very useful and free for how I learned Premiere Pro, and I'm really, really glad that I did it that way. So another deal breaker, of course, for me was the music. I went to Epidemic Sound. Again, I thought, no, I don't need to spend money on music. Surely there's so much free stuff out there, but you know what? I just didn't like the free stuff. It wasn't suitable for my types of videos. I'm sure there are lots of videos that it's really good for, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. I needed to have a certain sound, a certain ambiance. And I just absolutely love Epidemic Sound. And the 1 month, I think it's 1 month free membership, and then you pay £10 a month after that for limitless music. Well worth it. You get all kinds of sound effects with it as well, and I absolutely love it. And I hope you've been enjoying the music in my videos, because I'm going to be sticking with Epidemic Sound. I think they're absolutely fantastic, and they're very talented musicians. You also may notice in my videos that I use a lot of clips, and I'm very, very mindful about fair use and copyright, and I don't want to step on any creators' toes, and I do think musicians are woefully unpaid and under-respected. I'm a former musician myself, so I'm very, very sensitive about it as well. But I was always nervous if I used new music that was on YouTube. I'm really sorry to all those independent creators out there that do music. I wish that there was an easier way for me to use your music, but I'm just so afraid of a copyright strike because of using a little clip of some original music. I'm just going to stick to Epidemic Sound and do it that way. I am trying to track down Reflector Software so that when I'm shooting my videos with my phone, I can look at what I'm shooting on my iPad. And I have tried to find something because I have an older iPhone and an older iPad. It's really difficult to find. I've tried a couple of ones and they just haven't worked. So I can't recommend anything. Right now what I do is that I bought a hairdresser's mirror, and the way I've got my phone set up is that the mirror is reflecting what the image is of what I'm filming, and that way I can use my front-facing camera. And that's the setup that I have right now. It's fine. I've clipped the mirror onto the microphone boom, and I have just one of those clamps to do that. And it works perfectly fine. It's a little bit funny to look at, I suppose. And I would like to have something a bit more permanent set up so that I can just, when I decide I want to shoot something, I can just sit down and shoot it. But I don't have the room for that right now. But that's something in the future. I do have a daughter that's about to leave home, so I'm thinking about that. Don't tell her I said that, though. Hope you enjoyed those tips that I gave you about making a YouTube video. I'm on this journey as well. I've just started out. But I thought, you know, all the hours that I spent researching, I hope I can save you some time by giving you what has worked for me. Bye now.
If you found a way out, come see.